In this video, I'm in St Ives near Sydney in Australia for one of those cars and coffee type events. It's fairly early in the morning, to go all itchy boots. It is 8:30 in the morning, and I've arrived in this Land Rover Defender TD5. Very nice Series 1 over there, but I think cars are already starting to leave because it is blooming hot here. So we'll have a quick run around and see what we can see. Things like this marvellous DS, this gorgeous little MG midget, Morgan +4, and powerful, more modern cars. But look at this W126 Coupe. It's a beautiful looking car. Let's get marching. One thing that's taken me by surprise is the sheer number of Alfa Romeos here. Got a beautiful pair of 33s, an early 33 and the later facelift. Boxer engines in these, just because Alfa like to do things a bit differently, like Subaru indeed. So flat 4 engine at the front, and we also get headlamp wiper moment. So that's gorgeous to see. Lovely cars. Would like to drive one of those. Triumph TR5 there with a fuel injection. Lotus Elite, the first production car with a glass fibre monocoque. That's nice to see. And styled by Peter Kerwin Taylor, who also designed the Citroën Bijou. So there's a fun fact for you. Sunbeam Rapier, these are magnificent. I really want to do a video on one of these. Here's hoping when I get back to the UK I can. Lots of lovely black vinyl to strip the skin down to the flesh. Very much inspired by the Plymouth Barracuda. Also Roots Group, MG RV8. Look at that big Pontiac GTO over there. Nice rear lights. MGA 1600. That's very nice. Porsche 911 coming in. We've got Jensen's aplenty. Oh, and we need to go back up this lineup because we've got a Mazda 626 owned by a hub nutter. It's been incredible to come to a show this far from home and find hub nutters. But yeah, very clean Mazda 626 estate next to a Holden Commodore. So here we are, the other side of the world, and hub nut is in effect. But yeah, there's the rear lamps on the Commodore, very similar to the Senator at this stage. Let's go see what else we can find, because interesting motors are to be found everywhere. Gorgeous Alfa Romeo, offers over 65,000 if you fancy that. Lovely Merc there, the early S-Class. Corvette TR2, in terms of TR2 by the Brom Crater grille, no external door handles. And Mercedes-Benz 190 SL and a Pagoda next to it. And we're just in time for a little Mini to drive past, complete with its Australian doors. The quarter lights on a Mark 1 Mini. Going to have a mooch down this line. Well, we've got this Skyline over here. I do like a 4-door Skyline, and I'm not just saying that because this one's owned by a hub nutter. More doors, all the glory. Rear wiper in full effect. It's a GTS, and it's actually got a turbocharged 2.5 litre RB engine in it. So that's quite nice. Porsche 914 over here. Porsche's first mid-engine car. Oh, 9146, which suggests that someone might have crammed flat 6 in the back. Porsche did build a 916 with the flat 6 engine, but not very many were sold because people would just buy a 911 instead. This is quite remarkable. Cadillac Eldorado. Oh, there goes the Volkswagen Splitty, I remember. Let's chase it down the road. I've done a video on this one, so we will get to see it in a future video. So I have driven a Splitty. So look forward to a video coming on that. Oh, the best Cadillacs are enormous. That is Absolutely beautiful. We're going to come down here though, because we've got this remarkable Australian kit car here, which kind of looks a bit inspired by various Ferraris and maybe a bit of Alfa Romeo Montreal with those side vents. But yeah, this is a Bolwell Nagari. Quite extraordinary looking machine, and sounded very meaty when it came in, so I'm assuming it's got some interesting power under the hood. If we come over here, we've got this gorgeous Toyota Corolla. This is a Toyota Corolla Sprinter. So this is when they first started making them a little bit sporty. Classic 1970s Japanese wheel trims. Lovely interior. Look at that. Oh, I can smell the vinyl. It's magnificent. And there we go, Sprinter. And you know, for the time, quite unusual to have the reverse lights all neatly in the back. So I like that very much. Let's go and see what else we can find. Another RV8. You can tell these are Japanese spec ones because they've got no fog lights. They use those spots for air conditioning systems. Oh yeah, there are some interesting cars parked up out of the way. Wow. I'm guessing that's a Tirana or a Monaro of some sort. Lift back. Oh yeah. SS. So that's going to be pretty meaty then. And inevitably there are people going, oh look at me, I've got a loud engine. There's another Mercedes-Benz 190 SL there next to the Ford Falcon Ute. We'll better go and have a nose at the De Matiz over here, because I noticed we've got a Hubnut sticker in the back of it. And it's a nice colour as well. Good times. Gorgeous little Datsun Sunny pickup here, and they made these for a very long time, right up until I think the 90s at least. So very long production history on your Sunny pickup. Very smart looking thing. But we've walked slightly out of the show. Oh, Triumph TR3A. That's very nice car. It's got the wider grille compared to the TR2 and door handles. Ultimate luxury. So yeah, what a lovely show. Nice mix of cars here. Not all the same. We'll go over here and have a look at this Sunbeam Rapier. Slightly earlier style to the one we saw earlier. And these are lovely cars. I would very much like to own one of these. Got the old alloys on. And oh, some interior improvements as well. So maybe it's been tuned up a little. But yeah, pillarless styling, so these rear windows will sort of wind down as well. Very nice. Oh, big old Mert. W116, I think these are. Lovely big wiping pattern. Got the MB Tex interior, which is a posh word for vinyl, I think. Or maybe it is leather. No, it smells vinyl-y. Huge steering wheel. Lovely car. I have a feeling that might be owned by a Hubnutter as well. So if this is your car, hello. There we go, 280 is the smallest engine, I think. Lovely BA Falcon here. And here comes a much earlier Ford Falcon when they still look like American ones. 260 V8. And Armstrong Siddeley over here. I forget my Armstrong Siddeley's. The Lancaster was the saloon. I think these were Typhoons maybe. They named them all after aeroplanes because Armstrong Siddeley was yeah, the same Siddeley as Hawker Siddeley, but built various aircraft. Beautiful looking thing. I have driven one of those a long time ago. Gorgeous, fairly early Holden Ute here, just parked up out of the way. That's a very fine sight. I almost missed it, being parked the wrong way around. It was back when Holden was still finding its feet, really. Holden was a coach building company, and then General Motors got involved and they started developing their own cars for the market down here. another MGA there, RX-7, another, oh no, it's the same Falcon. Here's a different Falcon, Boss. So I'm guessing that's, yeah, it's an XR8 Ute. And the Falcons of this era are chassis cab design. So that'll have the big V8 in it, although most people reckon the Barrow engine is actually the one to go for in those. Let's go along this lineup, see what we can find. A few more Porsches, they're all looking a bit Germanic down this part of the show, apart from the huge Pontiac, of course. But yeah, Porsche 928. Very nice cars, the 928s, I do like them. And pantograph rear wiper goodness. Oh, hot stuff. And there's another Holden we need to go and have a look at over there. That'll be one of the last Ford Falcons there. Also an XR8, before sadly that line was killed off. And then next to it we've got a lovely Holden with another pantograph wiper moment going on. Remarkable. So by this stage the Holdens didn't really owe a fat lot to other designs, although I can still see a hint of, you know, the Opel record maybe in the center section, but very much a bespoke design. Very pleasant little imp there next to this Holden Commodore HSV, which has got LS3 power. Can't have a car meet really without an AC Cobra replica of some sort. That one sounds a little disappointingly quiet, to be honest. Look at this Volvo P1800. Left-hand drive as well. I was driving through Sydney the other day, and I encountered one of these parked in front of an 1800 ES, the estate version, and on the other side of the road was an Amazon. So there's some serious Volvo lickers in Sydney, it would seem. CX GTI just demonstrating its super soft suspension as it floats its way up the riverbank. Oh, not the riverbank, the grassy bank. Lovely. Oh yes. Chrysler Valiant Wagon. Full approval granted. Here's a Series 1. Oh, this Volvo is rather pleasant. It's got the prancing moose in the back, which you obviously must have. Two-door as well. Apparently it's hiding a pair of meaty Weber carburetors under the bonnet. But quite rare to see these early ones. I think that makes it a 142. So very nice. The Cobra again. But we're just going to go over here to look at one last car. That's a Striker, apparently. That's interesting. But yeah, let's go and look at one last car. So this event, if I get this right, is put on by the North Shore Sporting Car Club, and they organised this event, which is, you know, obviously a cars and copy type event, but they also do lots of racing events, and the people who organise it own this Holden Commodore here, this Club Sport R8 beast of a thing. We'll go and have a look under the bonnet. Yeah, 6.2 litre LS3, signed by quite a few famous folk in the racing scene. Apparently it's got 380 kilowatts, which is, I don't know what that is in BHP, but an awful lot. And this is kind of the final fling of the Holden Commodore before they turned into insignias. There was actually a generation after this, but there weren't many changes. But yeah, very special car. I did have a sit in it earlier. The air conditioning is excellent. But yeah, 340 kilowatts is what it had from the factory. It's now to 380. Quite extraordinary car. But I think that's probably where we're going to end this one, as another Holden noisily drives out. Because it's been a lovely day and I've seen some amazing cars. So I think we'll end on this one. So I shall say thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell. Well, that's pretty awesome. As is the rig towing it.